Over supper, my cousin blurted, pumped for the New Year's vacation. My parents went rigid. Imagine finding out your own family, your parents, planned a lavish vacation without your children. Not an oversight, but a deliberate, calculated exclusion. What would you do when faced with that kind of betrayal? Because for me, that's where the story began. The air in my parents' living room that Sunday always felt a little too thick, a little too quiet. It was a typical, almost painfully boring family dinner. Olivia was pouring coffee, my daughter Grace was helping Grandma set the table, my son Noah was showing Grandpa some intricate Lego creation he'd built. Just another regular gathering. Until Caleb walked in. He breezed through the door, beaming, carrying a stack of identical navy blue duffel bags. Embroidered snowflakes. "Hey, got the trip bags," Caleb announced, dropping them onto the kitchen counter with a thud that echoed in the sudden silence. "Custom embroidered and everything. Aspen, here we come." I was refilling my coffee, the words not quite sinking in. Olivia's hand froze midair, reaching for a serving spoon. Caleb, oblivious, started pulling bags out, reading names off the tags. "Let's see. Dad, Mom, Mason, Chloe, Liam, Sophia." He flipped through the last few tags, his brow furrowed, then looked up, genuinely bewildered. "Wait, where are Ethan's family bags?" The kitchen went utterly silent. My mother's face drained of color. My father suddenly found his phone fascinating. "What Aspen trip?" I asked, my voice flat, dangerously calm. Caleb's expression shifted from confusion to dawning horror. The New Year's trip to the ski chalet, I thought. He trailed off, finally reading the room. My mom, ever the rescuer, tried to salvage it. "Ethan, honey, we were going to tell you." "Tell me what?" I set my coffee down with a clink. "That you're taking a family trip and didn't invite us?" "It's not like that," my dad mumbled, avoiding my gaze. "The chalet package has a strict 8-person maximum. We couldn't." "8-person maximum?" I cut him off. "You, Mom, Mason, Chloe, Liam, and Sophia. That's 6 people. Plus us makes 10 total." I pulled out my phone, Googled the resort right there, pulled up their booking page. They have 8-person and 10-person packages. You chose 8. Just then, Grace, my 7-year-old, walked into the kitchen, saw the pile of bags. "Are those for a trip?" My mom knelt down fast, a desperate smile. "Oh, sweetie, those are just for a work thing." I watched my own mother lie directly to my daughter's face. "Just to be clear," I said, my voice so level Olivia shot me a sharp glance. "Are my kids invited to this Aspen trip? Yes or no?" My dad finally met my eyes. "Ethan, the package is expensive and restrictive. We had to make difficult choices. Yes or no?" "No," Mason said flatly, walking into the kitchen as if he owned the place. "No, your kids aren't invited. Happy now?" Noah had walked in behind Grace. He was 10, old enough to do the math. Old enough to understand. "Why not?" Noah asked quietly. No one answered him. "The package maxes at 8, Dad tried again." "We couldn't." "You're lying," Noah said. I'd never heard that tone from him before. Flat. Factual. "There are 6 of you going. 6 plus us makes 10. The website shows 10-person packages. You didn't budget space. You budgeted us out." The words hit me like a brick. My 10-year-old son had just summarized the entire, ugly truth in 2 sentences. Olivia's hand found mine under the table. "Noah, it's complicated," Mom started. "No, it's not," he said. "You picked them over us." Grace started crying. Not loud, just quiet tears tracing paths down her cheeks. She didn't fully understand, only that something was terribly wrong. I stood up. "Olivia, get the kids. We're leaving." "Ethan, don't be dramatic," my dad said. "I'm not being dramatic. I'm removing my children from a situation where they just learned their grandparents ranked them second." "That's not fair," Mason chimed in. I turned to really look at him. "You're right. It's not fair to them." Olivia was already gathering Grace and Noah, grabbing their coats. "If you walk out that door, Ethan," Dad started. "I'll what?" "Not be invited to the next trip either." I picked up Olivia's apple pie from the counter. "We'll keep this. You enjoy your 8-person exclusive experience." Caleb, still standing there, looking utterly horrified, said weakly, "I'm so sorry, man. I thought you knew." "Not your fault, Caleb." We left. In the car, Grace cried softly in the back seat while Noah stared out the window, silent. Olivia drove. I sat in the passenger seat, utterly calm, watching the city lights blur past. My phone started buzzing before we were even out of the driveway. I turned it off completely. Olivia glanced at me. "You okay?" "Yeah." "Really?" "They didn't forget us, Liv. They planned around us. And I'm not going to beg to be included in my own family." She reached over, squeezed my hand. From the back seat, Noah's voice, small and quiet. "Dad?" "Yeah, bud. I don't want to go to Sunday dinners anymore." I looked at Olivia. She nodded once. "Okay," I told him. "We don't have to." Grace sniffled. "Ever? Not unless they understand what they did wrong." The rest of the drive was silent. But it wasn't the bad kind. It was the kind of silence where everyone in the car understood we'd just crossed a line we couldn't uncross. And I was completely fine with that. Monday morning at work, I couldn't focus. I'm a civil engineer, usually lost in stress calculations and structural reports. Not today. I kept seeing Grace's face as she realized she wasn't invited. Kept hearing Noah's voice, "You budgeted us out." Around 10, I opened a new Excel spreadsheet. Started typing dates and incidents. I'd been screenshotting these moments for months, storing them whenever something felt off. Now, I was finally organizing them. By lunch, the pattern was brutally clear. Noah's 10th birthday, June 15th, Dad said he had a critical work meeting. Later, I found out he'd driven 3 hours to Liam's travel baseball tournament. Grace's dance recital, March 2024, both grandparents out of town. Found photos of them at Liam's science fair the same day. Christmas gifts 2023, Liam and Sophia got personalized gaming laptops, $800 each. Noah and Grace got $30 Amazon gift cards with a generic from Grandma and Grandpa note. The pattern wasn't subtle. Then I pulled up Mason's Instagram, scrolled back 6 months. October 22nd, photo of him at a high-end steakhouse, celebrating new opportunities. November 3rd, his Mercedes in front of a country club, Sunday golf therapy. November 19th, premium seats at a basketball game, living the dream. December 4th, weekend at a luxury spa resort, decompressing from the grind. Meanwhile, the family narrative was that Mason was struggling financially after his career transition, that he needed help, that this Aspen trip was Dad's way of supporting him through a tough time. The Instagram receipts told a very different story. I screenshot everything, saved it to a folder titled Family Dynamics 2023 to 2024. My phone had been off since Sunday night. I turned it back on during my lunch break. 17 missed calls, 29 text messages. "Ethan, please call me. We can explain. The kids don't understand. You're making this harder than it needs to be. We need to talk about your behavior yesterday." Nothing about their behavior. Nothing acknowledging what Noah said. Nothing about Grace crying. I replied to exactly one message, "Moms. The kids understand perfectly. That's the problem." Then I opened a new text thread. Added Olivia. "We need to talk about New Year plans. What if we did something just us, big, memorable, something that shows Noah and Grace they're worth it?" Olivia responded in under a minute. "I'm listening." That night, after the kids went to bed, Olivia and I sat at the kitchen table, my laptop open. "Walk me through this," she said. "Dad's spending $12,000 on Mason's family for Aspen. Luxury ski chalet, 5 days, all-inclusive." I explained how he positioned it as helping Mason through tough times. But Mason's not struggling. Not even close. I pulled up the Instagram screenshots, country club memberships, premium sports tickets, spa weekends, high-end dinners. Olivia studied the photos. "So, where's the money coming from?" I opened my banking app, showed her my transaction history. Then I pulled up something else, a text thread with Caleb from 6 months ago. Caleb had casually mentioned Dad had co-signed on Mason's Mercedes lease. That mom was covering Chloe's gym membership because Chloe needed self-care support. They're funding his entire lifestyle, Olivia said slowly, while telling us he's struggling and needs the trip as support. And your kids got excluded because Mason's kids are the priority. Always have been. Olivia closed the laptop, looked at me directly. What do you want to do? I want to show Noah and Grace they matter. I want them to have an experience so incredible they never question their worth again. And I want to do it without asking permission or waiting for an invitation. Dubai, I said. I'd been researching since lunchtime, had 3 browser tabs open on my phone with packages, pricing, reviews. Burj Al Arab, 5 nights. I booked the suite starting December 30th so we could check in immediately. December 30th through January 4th, 2-bedroom suite, butler service, desert safari, ski Dubai, New Year's Eve at Burj Khalifa. Cost, $14,500 for the hotel package. Flights were separate, but I was using points for those. Olivia absorbed that. More than Aspen. Exactly the point. Your parents are going to lose their minds. They're already calling my behavior ridiculous. Might as well earn it. She smiled. Actually smiled. Our savings can handle it. We have $68,000 saved. We make $185,000 combined annually. We're stable. We've been responsible for years, and we weren't invited. Olivia pulled the laptop back, started reading through the Dubai package details. Grace would lose her mind over ski Dubai, she said. Indoor skiing with penguins. Noah would love the Burj Khalifa observation deck. We looked at each other. Book it, Olivia said. I moved the cursor to reserve now. Hovered for 1 second. My phone buzzed. Text from Dad. Ethan, we're finalizing Aspen details this week. We'd appreciate it if you didn't make this difficult by holding a grudge. The kids will get over it. I read it out loud to Olivia. She leaned over and clicked the button herself. Confirmation received. Your extraordinary Dubai experience awaits. I screenshotted it, saved it to the evidence folder. The next 2 weeks were the quietest I'd ever experienced with my parents. I didn't call them, didn't answer their calls, didn't engage with the family group chat that kept lighting up with Aspen planning messages. Nobody even thought to remove me from it. Mason, found the perfect ski instructor for the kids. Can't wait. Mom, booked dinner reservations at that mountaintop restaurant. All confirmed. Chloe, Liam is watching ski videos nonstop. This is going to be magical. Dad, T-minus 16 days. Family trip of a lifetime. I read every single one. Didn't respond to any. Olivia kept asking if I was okay. I kept saying yes, and I genuinely was. Because while they were planning their 8-person exclusive experience, I was planning something better. I'd confirmed the Burj Al Arab reservation, booked Emirates business class flights, arranged the desert safari and ski Dubai tickets, reserved the New Year's Eve gala. This was about 2 things, showing my kids they were worth the effort and making sure my parents saw exactly what they'd walked away from. On December 16th, Caleb called me. Dude, your parents are freaking out. Not my problem. They think you're planning something. Correct. Are you going to tell me what? Nope. Caleb laughed. Fair enough. For what it's worth, I still feel terrible about the bag thing. Still not your fault. You thought I knew because you assumed my parents would include their own grandchildren in a family trip. That's called normal human decency. Your dad's saying you're being unreasonable. He's right. I'm being completely unreasonable by not begging to be included. December 18th, Mom sent me a private text. Ethan, honey, could you check on our house while we're gone? We leave the 28th key under the flower pot. Would really appreciate it. I stared at that message for a full minute. She assumed I'd be home. Assumed I had no plans. Assumed I'd be available to house sit while they vacationed with Mason's family. I typed back 1 word, noted. Nothing else. Then I opened a new text to our neighbor, Brenda. Can you check on my parents' house twice while they're gone? December 28th to January 2nd. I'll pay you. She responded in 30 seconds. Of course, no charge. Happy to help. Olivia saw me do it. That's ice cold. That's appropriate. On December 22nd, we told the kids. Noah and Grace were in the living room when Olivia and I sat down with them. We have news, I said. A surprise for New Year. Grace's eyes lit up immediately. Are we going somewhere? Yes, somewhere incredible. Where? Noah asked, more cautious. Dubai. Blank stares. Olivia pulled up photos. Burj Khalifa appeared first. This impossible tower of glass rising into the sky. Noah's eyes went huge. That's the tallest building in the world. We're going there, I said. To the top. Grace grabbed the phone, swiping to the next photo. Ski Dubai, indoor skiing with penguins. Penguins. Grace shrieked. Can we go see them? That's literally on the schedule. Noah's face shifted. Something between disbelief and hope. When? We leave December 30th. 5 days. Just us 4. Can we tell Grandma and Grandpa? Grace asked automatically. The question hung in the air. Olivia handled it. Not yet, sweetie. This is our family's adventure. Just ours. Noah got it immediately. I saw it in his eyes. So, we don't wait for them anymore. No, bud. We don't. Over the next week, we shopped. Usually, we were budget conscious. Not this time. When Grace wanted a specific sundress, Olivia told her to pick 2 colors. When Noah asked about a camera to document the trip, I found a refurbished GoPro on sale and bought it. At checkout, the total came to $340. I didn't even blink. The sales clerk asked where we were headed. Dubai, Noah announced. Burj Al Arab. Yeah, that's incredible. You're going to love it. Christmas Day arrived. Usually, we'd spend it at my parents' house. This year, we stayed home. Olivia made pancakes. Noah and Grace opened gifts. My phone stayed face down on the counter. Around 11, it started buzzing. I ignored it. That evening, I finally checked. 23 missed calls, 41 text messages. Mom, Merry Christmas. When are you coming over? Dad, this is childish. Your mother is upset. Mom, I don't understand what we did wrong. The family group chat had photos of Liam and Sophia opening presents. Dad in his Santa hat. Mom with matching Aspen Trip sweatshirts for everyone. 6 sweatshirts laid out on the table. I screenshotted the photo. December 27th, Mom tried calling Olivia directly. Olivia answered on speaker. Olivia, honey, is Ethan okay? He's fine. Can you talk to him? Help him understand. We didn't mean to hurt anyone. Olivia's voice stayed perfectly even. I'm not going to mediate this. You excluded our children from a family trip. Ethan's responding accordingly. That's between you and him. But the kids don't understand. Our kids understand perfectly. That's actually the problem. She hung up. Mom called back immediately. Olivia declined it. Brutal, I said. Necessary, Olivia corrected. December 28th, my parents left for Aspen. The family group chat exploded with departure photos. The caption, Family Adventure Begins. I read it, felt nothing. Turned my phone to airplane mode. 4:30 in the morning, December 30th. The alarm went off. Logan International at 5:45 had that strange, quiet energy of people going places. The Emirates check-in counter processed our passports smoothly. Dubai for New Year? Beautiful choice. Business class confirmed. The boarding passes had gold Emirates logos. Grace got an amenity kit with a stuffed camel. She named him Sandy. By 6:30, we were in the Emirates lounge. Noah and Grace at the kids' play area. Me standing by the windows, watching the A380 being prepped. I pulled out my phone, took a photo of Noah and Grace silhouetted against the window, the massive plane behind them, sunrise painting the sky. Caption, New Adventures, teaching the kids that family means choosing each other first. Set privacy to public. Hit post. Then immediately airplane mode. Olivia walked up. No looking at reactions. Not until we land. The flight was everything promised. Business class pods that converted to beds. Flight attendants who gave the kids pajamas and slippers. Noah discovered his seat had a 24-inch entertainment screen, declared it the best plane ever. Around hour 8, I turned off airplane mode, connected to Wi-Fi. Notifications flooded in. 74 text messages, 38 missed calls. Mom, Ethan, where are you going? Dad, call me immediately. Dad, we need to talk right now. But also other messages. Caleb, dude, Dubai? Your parents are freaking out, but honestly, good for you. Aunt Carol, saw your post. That hotel looks amazing. Don't let them guilt you. I showed Olivia. She shook her head. They really thought you'd just stay home. They assumed. I let them keep assuming. After 14 hours, the plane descended through darkness toward Dubai. We landed early morning, December 31st, local time. The city appeared below us like a circuit board come to life. Burj Khalifa visible even from the air. This impossible needle of light. Grace pressed against her window as we descended. It looks like a spaceship city. A driver in a white shirt held a sign with our name and Burj Al Arab logo. The drive took 35 minutes along Sheikh Zayed Road. 8 lanes of highway lined with towers wrapped in lights and LED screens. Then we turned onto a causeway extending into the Persian Gulf. And there it was. Burj Al Arab. That distinctive sail shape rising from an artificial island. Gold and purple lights against the night sky. Grace pressed her face against the window. Is that really our hotel? The most luxurious hotel in the world, sir, the driver said with an Indian accent. Noah was filming everything. This is insane. A man in traditional white kandura greeted us with a bow. Introduced himself as Khaled, our personal butler. Noah's face, we get a butler? Of course, sir, Khaled said, treating my 10-year-old like royalty. The lobby was gold leaf and marble, a fountain reaching up 3 stories. The elevator opened directly into our suite. No hallway, just ours. 2,100 square feet, floor-to-ceiling windows showing the Gulf stretching to the horizon. The kids' room had custom bunk beds and a PlayStation 5. The master bedroom had a balcony. The bathroom was larger than most hotel rooms. Grace stopped spinning. This is ours. This is your suite, Khaled corrected gently. Noah ran to the windows. I can see Burj Khalifa from here. Worth every dollar. The next morning, breakfast at Al Mahara, 200 meters above sea level. When the elevator doors opened, the view hit us. Floor-to-ceiling windows on 3 sides showing the Palm Jumeirah below. The coastline stretching north. Noah stopped walking. Just stared. The host led us to a window table. White linens, gold-rimmed plates, crystal glasses. Grace climbed into her chair and pressed her face against the window. We're so high up. The server brought menus. Olivia ordered shakshuka. I got the traditional Arabic breakfast. Noah wanted pancakes. Grace asked if they had French toast. Of course, the server said, with our signature gold dusting. Grace's eyes went wide. Gold. 24-karat gold flakes edible. When it arrived, Grace just stared at her plate, the French toast dusted with flakes that caught the light like glitter. Noah poked his pancakes. Is this actually real? 24 karat. The server confirmed. Grace giggled. I'm eating gold. I took a photo. Noah and Grace with their golden breakfast. The city sprawling below. Posted it. Breakfast in the clouds. Noah took a bite, grinned. Okay, gold makes everything taste better. Olivia was watching our kids. They'll remember this forever. Not just the gold, but the feeling of being chosen. She was right. That afternoon, Ski Dubai. The transition was surreal. We walked from warm desert air into climate-controlled Arctic conditions through a series of airlocks. Then the doors opened, and we were standing in winter. A real ski slope, 5 runs, real snow falling from the ceiling. Our breath misted in the cold air. Grace stood there in her borrowed winter coat, watching snow drift down. It's snowing inside. In the desert. Noah was already filming. This defies, 3 laws of physics. But the real magic was the penguin enclosure, a specially designed habitat kept at perfect Antarctic temperature. We stood at the viewing glass. Within seconds, a king penguin waddled up to investigate. It tilted its head, studying Grace through the glass. Grace knelt down slowly, putting her hand against the barrier. The penguin waddled closer, tilting its head the other way. Hi, Grace whispered. I'm Grace. The penguin made a sound somewhere between a honk and a chirp. I think he likes you, Olivia said. She, one of the handlers, corrected. That's Isla. She's curious about new visitors. Grace pressed her face closer to the glass. Isla pressed her beak against it from the other side. Can I meet them properly? Grace asked. 10 minutes later, Grace was inside the enclosure, in a specialized cold-weather suit, kneeling in real snow while Isla and 2 other penguins investigated her. Her face was pure wonder. She kept looking at me through the glass like she couldn't believe this was real. Noah did the skiing, strapped on skis for the first time. The instructor praised his natural balance. He made it down the bunny slope without falling, arms raised in victory at the bottom. I got photos of both moments. Grace with her penguins. Noah with his arms up. Simple posts. Meeting new friends. And first time on skis. Nailed it. New Year's Eve arrived. By 6 in the evening, we were dressed up. Grace in a gold dress. Noah in a suit. Olivia in an evening gown. Me in a tuxedo. Family photo in the suite. Burj Khalifa visible through the window behind us. I spent 10 minutes on this caption. This was the one that mattered. What this year taught me, family isn't blood. It's who shows up. Who makes you a priority, not an afterthought. To Noah and Grace, you are valued. You are loved. You are enough. Hit post. 2 hours later, at a high lounge with panoramic views. Burj Khalifa lit up across the water, dominating the skyline. Countdown clocks mounted on every wall. Grace had sparkling cider in a champagne flute, holding it like treasure. Noah kept checking his watch, doing math about time zones. Olivia and I had actual champagne. They're going to remember this forever, she said quietly. That's the point. Olivia asked if I was going to check my phone tomorrow. The countdown started. 10. Noah grabbed Grace's hand. 9. The room getting louder. 8. 7. 6. Grace's voice rising above the crowd, pure excitement. 5. 4. 3. Olivia squeezed my hand. 2. Me, looking at my family. All of them smiling. Happy. Chosen first. 1. Happy New Year. The words burst from hundreds of throats. Burj Khalifa erupted in light. Fireworks cascaded down its sides in choreographed patterns. Gold and silver explosions painting the sky. Grace jumped up and down, pointing. Look at the colors. Noah had his GoPro out, filming everything. Olivia kissed me. Best decision we ever made. Second best, I said. First was choosing us. The fireworks continued for 20 minutes. And through it all, I didn't check my phone once. The next morning in Dubai, around 9 local time, my phone rang. Dad's number. I'd been expecting this. Let it ring twice before answering. Put it on speaker so Olivia could hear. Hello, Ethan. Dad's voice was tight. Controlled fury. What the hell are you doing in Dubai? Vacation. You were supposed to be watching our house. I arranged for our neighbor to handle it. Silence on the other end. Then you deliberately went on vacation while we were trying to have a family trip. You went on a family trip. I went on a different family trip. That's not what he stopped. Started again. How could you do this? How could you exclude us like this? There it was. The line I'd been waiting for. I let the silence stretch for 3 full seconds. I didn't exclude you, Dad. I just didn't include you. There's a difference. That's the same thing. Is it? Because that's the exact logic you used for us, Ben. You're taking 6 people on a trip when we're a family of 10. You didn't exclude us, right? You just didn't include us. That was different. How? The package had limitations. The resort offers 8 and 10-person packages. You chose 8. That wasn't a limitation. That was a choice. I heard him breathing on the other end, trying to find an angle. Your mother is devastated, he tried. She's been crying since Sunday dinner. Since you walked out. Grace cried when she found out she wasn't invited. Did that devastate you? That's not fair. You're right. It's not fair to her. Where are you staying? He asked finally. Burj Al Arab. I heard him actually choke. That's the most expensive hotel in the world. We're teaching the kids they're worth it. This is insane. You're spending a fortune to prove a point. To prove my kids matter. Different thing. Ethan, we need to talk about this when you get back. We can talk when you're ready to acknowledge what you did. Until then, we're good. I hung up. Olivia stared at me. You just hung up on your father. Yeah, that was the coldest thing I've ever heard you say. Good. My phone immediately started ringing again. I declined the call, turned on Do Not Disturb. He's going to lose his mind, Olivia said. Already has. Not my problem. We spent the rest of the day at the beach. Noah building sandcastles, Grace collecting shells, Olivia reading, me watching my kids be happy. My phone stayed silent. We landed back in Boston on January 4th, 2 in the afternoon local time. By 4:30, we were home. Our neighbor Brenda had left a note saying she'd watered the plants. My phone showed 89 new text messages and 62 missed calls. The messages from my parents had evolved from angry to desperate to furious again. Mom, January 1st, how could you do this to us? Dad, January 2nd, you've embarrassed this family. Mason, January 2nd, thanks for ruining our trip. Mom, January 3rd, everyone is asking questions. Do you have any idea what you've done? But there were also other messages. Aunt Carol, your photos are amazing. The kids look so happy. Uncle Rob, that hotel is on my bucket list. Well done, man. Cousin Jennifer, about time someone called them out on the favoritism. Even Caleb had sent updates. Your parents are melting down, but also half the extended family is on your side now. January 5th, 9 in the morning. My parents showed up unannounced. We dropped Noah and Grace at Olivia's mom's house an hour earlier. We knew this was coming. I opened the door before they could knock. Mom's eyes were red. Dad's face was stone. Can we come in? I stepped aside. We sat in the living room, them on the couch, Olivia and me in chairs facing them. Dubai souvenirs visible on the side table. Dad spoke first. I think you owe us an explanation. You think I owe you an explanation? You took your family to Dubai while we were trying to have a nice trip with your other grandchildren. I finished. The ones you actually invited. Mom's voice cracked. Ethan, it wasn't like that. What was it like? You booked an 8-person chalet for a 10-person family and chose which 4 people to exclude. The package had restrictions, Dad said, that same tired excuse again. Olivia pulled out a thin folder. Just 3 pages. The strongest receipts. She slid it across the coffee table. What's this? Mom asked. Noah's birthday. You were at Liam's tournament. Grace's recital. You were at Liam's science fair. Christmas gifts. $800 for Liam and Sophia. $30 for Noah and Grace. Dad didn't touch the folder. This is ridiculous. Grace asked me why Grandma doesn't love her like you love Sophia. She's 7. What do I tell her? The silence was crushing. We didn't mean. Mom started. You meant every bit of it. You chose. The Aspen trip was just the first time you made that choice visible to my kids. The front door opened then. Mason and Chloe walked in. Olivia stood immediately. Who gave you a key to our house? We're family, Mason said. Get out, Olivia said, her voice like ice. Olivia. Mom started. No, you don't get to show up unannounced, and you definitely don't get to bring him. Dad tried to take control. Ethan, delete those Instagram posts. Apologize to your mother, and we can move past this. Olivia stood before I could respond. Her voice cut like a knife. You don't get to police his response when you won't own your actions. Dad turned to her. Olivia, no. You excluded our children. You lied about why. You made Noah and Grace feel worthless. And now you want Ethan to apologize for documenting what you did. I'm not deleting anything, I said. I'm not apologizing. And we're not moving past this until you acknowledge what you did. We didn't do anything, Mason said. Noah's voice came from behind us. I understand you didn't want us there. That's pretty clear. We all turned. Noah and Grace were standing in the doorway. Olivia's mom must have brought them back early. Noah, sweetie, you don't understand. Mom knelt down. I understand you didn't want us there, Noah said quietly. That's pretty clear. So, Dad took us to Dubai, Noah continued. And we went skiing with penguins and we saw the tallest building and it was the best trip ever. He held up his photo album. Wanna see? Chloe spoke up. This is exactly the problem. You're teaching them to be entitled. Get the F*** out of my house right now. I snapped. If we leave, we're not coming back. Dad said. You'll need to apologize first. I walked to the door, opened it wide. I'm not asking you to come back. I'm asking you to leave. Mom was sobbing. You can't mean this. I mean every word. You excluded my children. You lied about it. And now you're demanding I apologize for responding to your choices with choices of my own. This is insane, Mason said. This is boundaries, Olivia corrected. They left slowly, Mom crying, Dad silent, Mason and Chloe muttering. When the door closed, Noah asked quietly, "Are we in trouble?" I knelt down, pulled them both into a hug. No, you're not in trouble for speaking the truth. Are we going to see them again? Grace asked. Maybe. If they understand what they did, if they're willing to treat you the same as Liam and Sophia. What if they don't? Noah asked. Then we keep building our own traditions. Just us four. Grace sniffled. I liked our traditions better anyway. Olivia looked at me. Change the locks today. I nodded, already planning on it. 3 months of silence followed. No calls, no texts, no Sunday dinners. Just peace. Noah and Grace adjusted fast. Grace stopped asking about Grandma. Noah started planning our next trip. Mid-March, Caleb called me. Heads up, your parents are planning something. What kind of something? Family intervention. They've been calling relatives, building a case, saying you're being unreasonable. That you've turned the kids against them. Have they acknowledged excluding us yet? Nope. Then whatever they're planning, I don't care. It's next Sunday, your parents' house. They're calling it family reconciliation. You weren't invited, but you're the guest of honor. Surprise. Sunday arrived. We left Noah and Grace with Olivia's mom. Olivia and I drove to my parents' house. Arrived exactly on time. The driveway was packed. Aunt Carol's car, Uncle Rob's truck, Cousin Jennifer's SUV, Caleb's motorcycle. Olivia looked at me. Ready? I was ready 3 months ago. We walked in. The living room was full. 15 people, all watching us. Mom stood. Ethan, thank you for coming. I didn't know I had a choice. We're family. We need to work through this. I looked around the room. Who here knows what this actually is? Silence. December 6th, Sunday dinner. Caleb accidentally reveals a family ski trip I'd never been told about. 8-person Aspen chalet. $12,000. My family of 4 excluded. Aunt Carol frowned. Excluded? They told Ethan there wasn't room. Olivia said, 8-person maximum. But there's only 6 of them going. Plus Ethan's family makes 10 total. Correct. The resort offers 8 and 10-person packages. They chose 8. Uncle Rob looked at my dad. Is that true? Dad opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Caleb spoke up then, uncomfortable. Yeah, I heard Aunt say something about how Ethan's kids are fine on their own, so they didn't need. He trailed off. Aunt Carol's hand went to her mouth. Murmurs around the room now. Aunt Carol's face shifted. I pulled out my phone, showed the room one screenshot, the Aspen group chat. Mom's message from November. So excited for our core family trip. Just the essentials. Core family. I let that phrase hang in the air. Noah and Grace weren't essential. That's what you decided. Olivia stood. Here are terms. If you want access to our kids, you treat them exactly the same as Mason's kids. Same gifts, same attendance, same priority, one-on-one time without Liam and Sophia dominating. And if you can't do that, I continued, then we're done. No more dinners, no more holidays. We're done. Dad stood. You can't give us ultimatums. Watch me. You're tearing this family apart, Mason said. I'm setting boundaries with people who've shown me my kids don't matter. Mom was sobbing. Aunt Carol had moved to comfort her, but she didn't argue with anything I'd said. Dad tried one more time. Ethan, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. You treat all 4 grandkids equally, or you don't get access to mine. And if we refuse, then we go on living our lives. We build our own family traditions. We show our kids they don't need anyone's approval to feel valued. I walked to the door. Olivia followed. Think about it. You know how to reach me. We left. In the car, Olivia asked, how do you feel? Light. Really? Yeah. I just cut off the part dragging us down. Either they change or we move on. Either way, we're free. 2 weeks later, Mom called. Can we take Noah and Grace to the zoo? Just them. Just us. One day. Why? Because you're right. We haven't been treating them the same, and we want to start fixing that. One condition. Before any zoo trip, you sit down with Noah and Grace face to face. You tell them directly what you did wrong. No package excuses. No, we didn't mean to. You say, we hurt you. We chose wrong. We're sorry. Can you do that? Silence on the other end. Then yes, we can do that. 3 days later, my parents came over. Noah and Grace sat on the couch between Olivia and me while Mom and Dad sat across from them. I watched my mother look at my 7-year-old daughter and say the words, Grace, we hurt you. We made you feel like you weren't as important as your cousins. That was wrong. We're sorry. Dad looked at Noah. We excluded you from a family trip. We made excuses instead of admitting we chose wrong. We're sorry. Noah studied them both, then asked the question that mattered. Are you going to do it again? No, Mom said. We're going to do better. Grace asked quietly, promise. Promise, Dad said. The zoo trip happened the following Saturday. For hours, just grandparents and grandkids. Noah and Grace came home glowing. Grandma said I'm special, Grace told me. She said today was just about me. Small steps. Mason never apologized. Dad cut his funding. Last I heard through Caleb, he got a real job. Entry level, $40,000 a year. I didn't gloat. One April evening, sitting at my laptop with Noah and Grace looking over my shoulder, planning our Tokyo trip for summer. Noah asked, can we go back to Dubai next year? Absolutely. Can Grandma and Grandpa come? I paused. Maybe. If they keep showing up for you, if they keep treating you the same as Liam and Sophia. What if they don't? Then we have an amazing trip without them. Grace nodded. I like our trips better anyway. I opened a new folder, started building the Tokyo itinerary, saved it next to the Dubai file. We were going back to Dubai next New Year. This time, it was tradition. This journey was about more than just a vacation. It was about reclaiming our family's worth. It got messy, it got painful, but we found our boundaries. So, I have to ask you, if your family made you feel like an afterthought, would you have chosen to walk away and build your own traditions, or would you have fought harder for acceptance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this one.